Ciao belli! I am happy to present to you our third installment of our Foodielosophy blog. Our first two videos have gotten some very positive response, and we've really enjoyed seeing some of your attempts at home recreating our recipes. So we thought today is time to attempt something a little bit more intricate, something to really put your cooking skills to the test. Today I am going to share with you my personal recipe for a sweet pepper risotto. This is a great vegetarian option, but I'll also be sharing some instructions to make the vegan version of this dish, should you be that way inclined. However, before we go on, it is important to understand that preparing any risotto is not as simple as just following a recipe. It is a ritual that requires your full attention, it requires your faith, dedication, and most of all, love. Therefore, it is crucial that we predispose ourselves with mind and spirit to the task at hand. We cannot leave anything to chance. So I hope you're ready, because it's time to get cooking. So let me show you all the ingredients we will need to make our perfect risotto. A necessary component for the preparation of our risotto will be a good stock. As you can see on the left hand side, we have some of the ingredients to make this. A celeriac, 2 small onions, 2 carrots, a mix of parsley and lovage leaves, some salt and some pepper. On the right hand side of the screen, you can see the ingredients we will need for the actual preparation of the risotto. 200 grams of arborio rice, 300 to 350 grams of mixed sweet peppers, 2 small onions, 150 ml of white wine. We went for a white Graspello wine. We'll need some basil, some salt, some pepper, some crushed chili flakes, 50 grams of butter, and 80 to 100 grams of grated Parmesan cheese. Oops, I almost forgot. You also need some olive oil. Making the stock has to be the first step that we take. You'll just need to pop all the vegetables in a large pot, add 500 ml to a liter of water, and bring to boil. At this stage you can also add the herbs, the salt and pepper, then cover with a lid and let it cook for about 45 minutes to an hour. When your stock is ready, it's time for the main event, the preparation of the risotto. To honor traditions, we'll need to start by toasting the rice in a large pan. In order to keep the starch of the rice, we don't need to wash it beforehand. By this time, we should also begin to make the flavor base for our risotto. We can start warming up some olive oil in a frying pan, without forgetting about the rice, which might need to be stirred. When the oil is warm enough, we can add the chopped up onions. And while we wait for them to get gold, we can check if the rice is toasted. If it is time to add the white wine. You will need to keep cooking the rice on a high heat, so pay close attention, because when the wine has completely evaporated, you will need to also add a couple of spoonfuls of stock. It is in fact extremely important that you do not forget the rice, because it will need to keep moist and you will need to add stock each time it gets too dry. By now the onions will be soft, which means it's time to also add the peppers to continue creating the flavor base for the risotto. When the peppers are beginning to get soft, we can start adding some of the seasoning, some salt, some pepper, and some of the chili flakes, but not too many, or you might end up spoiling the full flavor of the risotto. When the volume of the rice seems to have grown and the flavor base of the peppers seems to be ready, we can now mix them together and let them cook in the same pan, creating the final union of their flavors. Add the stock a couple of more times, keep stirring, and our mission is nearly over. Your risotto should now begin to show its creamy texture And while we keep the heat going for a last couple of minutes, we can add the basil and stir it in. The last two steps that remain will need to be carried out with the heat off. First you stir in the butter, then the parmesan, and when everything is well mixed, your mission is accomplished. Your risotto is ready to be served. Buon appetito!